video games, like the pragmata stuff, oh my God. Like, I don't know what's happened nowadays. I really don't. It has gotten so fucking bad. It is so fucking bad now, guys. Okay, here we go. Let's watch it.
So I recently put one of those screen time locks on all my social media accounts because, as I have mentioned before, once or twice, I do suffer from being chronically online. And for some reason,
I don't suffer. I benefit from it.
I decided that now was the perfect time to get a handle on that. So my gaming and entertainment news for the past week or two have...
I will actually be even more honest in saying, like, the moment that I'm off stream, I'm off social media. I don't need a lock on my phone. I have a lock on my life. It's called video games. You think I'm going to refresh Twitter and hear what some fucking idiot's saying? Like, no, I'm trying to play a game. Like, I spent fucking 5 hours looking at what idiots say on Twitter. I'm tired of seeing it. Like, I don't even know what happens.
Come in these weird little bursts. I would check my phone and learn Xbox admitted the Game Pass price hike was a mistake. Pull it out later to see that the entire Avatar: The Last Airbender animated movie leaked across the internet, and finally watch as Capcom continues to put out banger after banger. A lot has happened, so let's dive in. Well, Windrose is officially out and has sold over 1 million copies while sitting at very positive reviews on Steam. And I have actually seen not one, but 2 articles from Western journalists praising this game while also throwing shots at Ubisoft. Honestly,
they fucked up big time. They did. And like, if I look at how is it doing now, let me see. This is Korean Detention Center. That's not what I'm looking for. SteamDB Windrose right now is at 110,000 players. This is a phenomenal, insane fucking success. Incredible fucking success. Amazing level of success. Wuthering Waves in the background? Yeah, I've been playing it.
A little bit suspicious. But Windrose has been added to the backlog for now, though, as I am still busy searching for that Crimson Desert, which just hit 5 million copies sold, by the way.
Wow.
Trailovis devs are on a generational run, it appears.
I actually think Crimson Desert is, in a lot of ways, I got more out of it than Resident Evil. I think Resident Evil is going to win Game of the Year, but Crimson Desert is probably my Game of the Year, just based off of like it being exactly what I want in a game. And like a lot of y'all, like I'm telling you, after the updates, they really made it a lot better.
And have continued to just put out patch after patch. They even added an option to further speed up NPC dialogue and cutscenes. Not a full skip, but you know, I will take it. PlayStation reported its best console sales month this year. Coincidentally, right before the price hike went into effect.
How convenient.
Sadly, though, it looks like Lana Del Rey was not so lucky, as she was spotted buying one just recently, probably because she found out her James Bond song is for a video game and not a movie. Speaking of Sony, though, we also learned recently...
It's crazy, dude. That guy won the fucking lottery. Imagine just being like an alligator tour guide and you get to marry this hot pop star and she buys you PlayStations.
That the rumored next God of War spinoff is going to be led by none other than Kratos' wife. Shocking. I know it is extremely out of character for Sony, who would never take a beloved male-led franchise and hand the sequel or spin-off to a female lead. Xbox's new
anytime they gender swap the lead of his franchise, I just assume it's going to be garbage. Like, nobody wants that.
CEO just came out and admitted the Game Pass price hike from 6 months ago was a mistake.
Yep.
Just a little mistake, guys.
Oops.
Okay, so... I don't know. Are we walking this back? Are we feeling friendly? Apparently, the whole company is feeling friendly right now. So much so that Blizzard is reportedly teaming up with Playground to work on the new Fable game, which to me...
That looks really bad.
It feels like Microsoft just forcing 2 of their children to play together, even though they have absolutely nothing in common. Lastly, though...
I think the real problem is because the people that are making the new Fable have never made a combat game, and the combat inside of Fable looks worse than an Unreal 5 tech demo. I think that's the real problem. Like, every single slop Souls-like that comes out nowadays had better combat than Fable did. That's the issue. And I think Blizzard, I mean, for all their faults, Diablo 4's combat is good. It flows well. Overwatch flows and plays extremely well. World of Warcraft flows and plays extremely well. They need the help.
Mouse PI for Hire is finally out. Now, I won't lie to you, boomer shooters are not really my thing, but I do have a lot of respect for the indie devs who created a very unique game with a creative and fun concept, overwhelmingly positive on Steam, so of course, IGN gave them a 6. Coincidentally, the same score as Crimson Desert, so congratulations to Mouse, you guys are in great company. All right, now that that is all out of the way, there are a couple of things that I did want to dig into, starting with the leaks. Within the span of about 72 hours last week, 2 things leaked. The upcoming James Bond game, 007 First Light, had major story spoilers drop due to a security flaw in the Indonesian game rating system. And the really entire Avatar The Last Airbender movie, which was supposed to be releasing this fall, leaked online. Which is crazy timing because I just mentioned in my last video that Atla is one of my all-time favorite series. Now, the 007 leak has actually been handled pretty well from what I can tell, though I will be honest, I actually don't care enough about this game to be bothered by spoilers, so I could be a little bit biased. The Avatar situation, though, is a whole other animal. Paramount has been doing everything they can to fumble this movie for a while now. We have been waiting years for this, and at the end of last year, Paramount announced they were pulling the theatrical release and putting it exclusively on their streaming platform. And if that wasn't enough, my original beef with this movie started when the casting director proudly announced the DEI decision to fire the entire original voice cast and recast every major role in the name of authenticity. In an animated movie with characters established 2 decades.
What? Understood. There's been more emphasis on voiceover to match actors' ethnic and racial background to the characters they're portraying. Atla is a fictional world, but there are cultural influences. Yeah, nobody wants that. Like, Diana in fucking Pragmata was voiced by a black chick. Nobody cares. Like, this is a problem that nobody has. The only people that are advocating for this are racists and voice actors of those ethnicities that think that if they create a cost or like some sort of like social thing, that they'll get more work. That's literally it. Nobody else cares.
Ago, in a fictional world with made-up nations,
what a stupid
they even
thing to
hired
say.
a blind Asian voice actress to play Toph. But that was all before the leak. And while this is just speculation, it has been reported that the leak could have cost Paramount up to $80 million. Yikes.
Wow.
With the really embarrassing part, the leaker who actually posted the entire film on X said he was just doing it to troll. This guy was not even an avatar.
I decided to troll a little bit. I'm just gonna troll a little bit.
Not even angry. He just woke up one day and decided the world needed to see it right now. Now, Paramount, if you are listening to this somehow, I can neither confirm nor deny that I have seen the full movie floating in the highest quality around the internet, which means I also can neither confirm nor deny that the animation was absolutely peak. The story was so-so, and the voice acting, as expected, was disappointing.
I didn't even
allegedly.
know.
But what is even more wild about all of this is that Paramount's official response has been basically nothing. They have declined to comment. They have been putting
smart. Honestly, they shouldn't say anything about it because the more you talk about it, the more attention you draw to it.
Out copyright takedowns, but that's really it. In fact, most of the PR I have seen has come from artists who have worked on the movie and the original voice of Toph. You know, the actress that Paramount fired. She is on TikTok right now urging fans not to watch the leaks, to respect the cast and creators, and wait until October to pay for the Paramount Plus subscription. All the while using her character's iconic voice to defend the company that replaced her. The facts are the facts though. This movie is out, and while I can understand the frustration and disappointment from all of the creators and artists who worked on it, and I do feel bad for them, getting angry with fans or lecturing them to wait until October to...
It's never a good idea for people that are in the privileged roles of entertainment to try to talk down to their audience and tell them, don't pirate, don't steal things. Like, it's just, people don't want to hear it. And they especially don't want to hear it from actresses and other people of places of perceived privilege. They don't want to see that. They don't want to hear it.
Pay for a subscription to watch this movie is crazy. I don't know. Call me crazy, but I don't think the purity testing is going to work for this one, guys. I just don't. And Paramount really can't be mad at anyone but themselves. On top of having terrible security protocols, they are no stranger to leaks. For example, the Sonic Racing leak, and every single decision that led to this moment was theirs. They have been radio silent about the marketing and progress for this project. They pulled the theatrical release. They paywalled it behind a subscription. They fired the original cast. Despite significant pushback and concerns from fans, they really have shown little to no respect for the fans of this series throughout this entire process, so it's really not hard to imagine why many fans are not returning the favor. To be honest, I don't really know what Paramount is supposed to do from here. Do they pivot to theaters? Do they fast track the release on their platform? The movie is just out there in like mint condition, but if they did backtrack and release it in theaters as people had asked for originally, I would definitely watch it again. Allegedly. So
I think that's probably true. That's what I would do if I were them.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
If you are looking for a studio that has it together right now, Paramount is unfortunately not it, but you know who does.
Somebody says, holy crap, they really did replace her with a blind chick? The fuck? I thought it was a prank. Yeah, no, it wasn't a joke. Well, it was, but it was
Capcom.
true.
Even though we may not always have seen eye to eye, I have always had a soft spot in my heart for Capcom, so seeing them absolutely cook right now makes me very happy. A couple of videos ago, I was gushing about Resident Evil Requiem, and unless I am truly shocked by something, that game will probably be my game of the year.
Yeah, I'm not
And
surprised.
after just launching that in February, not even 2 months later, Capcom casually drops their brand new IP, Pragmata. And I think that's when it really started to solidify for me that Capcom is not playing around this year, because it is April and they have already put out 3 bangers. RE9.
Keep in mind, they also did Monster Hunter Wilds last year. Like, Capcom is on a generational run. They are. Like, and then before that, they have Street Fighter too. So they have like a massive live service game that's like the, in my opinion, the best fighting game to watch.
Monster Hunter Stories 3 and Pragmata.
Wild sucks,
a game
though? I
so
don't think it
wholesome.
sucks.
They even got
Mean.
Kotaku, of all publications, writing glowing coverage and praising fatherhood.
Yeah.
The parent propaganda between Requiem and Pragmata is working overtime, and I am all for it. But they are not done with 2026.
Dragon's
They even
Dogma
said so
2?
themselves just the other day. We
So
have still got
Onimusha's
Onimusha, Way of the Sword,
Damn.
another massive Monster Hunter Wilds expansion, and Mega Man, which is teed up right
Wait,
after.
the expansion is coming out this year? There's no way. I mean, it hasn't even been announced. And it's almost May. There's no fucking way they're
Now that is the confidence of a studio that
No
just got
chance.
Kotaku to praise fatherhood. Which brings me to Pragmata. I actually got to start playing this past weekend, and I'll be honest with you, typically I'm not a huge space games type of girl, with
Summer
the
Reveal?
exception of
Wait,
like
really?
forcing my husband
Remember
to
that?
play Alien Isolation or Dead
Ooh.
Space, so I could
didn't play
watch,
either one of
but
those.
normally it's just not really my thing. But I figured, okay, the game looks cute. It is Capcom, so the level design is probably going to be great, and the action-adventure, if it's anything like Resident Evil, will be a lot of fun. And so far, I am really enjoying it. Diana's hacking mechanic is a really unique feature, and I am loving the story so far. Hugh and Diana's dynamic is incredibly sweet, and as an aunt myself, she reminds me of my nieces. The game really makes you want to just do everything you can to protect her and keep her safe, which apparently is a controversial position to have, because there has been this whole discourse online of people saying that it's inherently creepy for men to even want to play this game.
Oh, boy. Now we get to hear the Foyd rage. Oh, my God. So many of these women on the internet got so mad about this game. It was so fucking embarrassing. It's crazy. Why?
That regular kids don't
Femcel
look
rage,
like that
yeah.
or act like that.
Pragmatic game? What are you talking
They
about?
do. That men being excited to care for their robot daughter makes them predators somehow, especially if they do
Yeah.
not have a child yet of their own. Now, I don't know about you, but the majority of responses I have seen to this game have been men everywhere posting that it is making them want to be a dad.
Dude, like, am I the only person that's normal that just played the game? I said, oh, this is a pretty fun game. Yeah, I like this game. It's good. It's well designed. It plays well. I enjoy. Like, am I the only person that just had fun playing the game? Like, what the fuck happened? Right, that was a good game.
And playfully
Yeah,
joking
man.
about how they would die for their robot daughter.
God,
Men
no.
talking about how emotional they are playing as a protective, caring father figure. This game making them
Dude.
want to be a good father. That is a beautiful thing.
I
That
get-
is something
yeah,
that we should be
sure.
celebrating. There are very few things on this earth more important than men being loving, protective fathers. And
Yeah.
people are out here calling that desire inherently weird.
It's because they're women that hate men. Like, it's really not that complicated. Like, there's a lot of women that are on the... Why do you think... I'm going to say something people might not like. Anytime you see a hot girl that's on the internet, you got to ask yourself, why isn't there a guy that's spending time with her? Like, I had this realization when I was in my WoW guild, is that we had a female officer post a photo of herself. And she was a very pretty girl. And we were talking about this, right? Like, not in a weird way. We were just discussing it. And my other officer, I'm not going to say who it was, said that it was a bad thing. He says, it's bad that she's hot. I said, why is it bad? What do you mean? He says, why is she on the internet all day then? Why is there no guy trying to spend time with her and go out and do stuff with her? It was Jeff. It was not Jeff. And honestly, it was not Cody either. It was not. It's a guy in my guild. It was a guy in my guild. And the thing is that this was the same girl that stole money out of the guild bank to test to see if I would notice, to see if I still cared about the guild. This stupid little girl would run in. She was a paladin healer on Gahoon and fucking Uldir in Battle for Azeroth, and she would always try to melee Gahoon to get more healing. Every fucking time she would do it wrong. Every fucking time she'd get hit by those balls. Shit made me so mad.
Now, of course, I am not denying that evil, bad people exist. Of course they do. But accusing the majority of men playing this game of all being predators
like, what?
Because they are resonating with a story about a dad taking care of his kid, I don't know, that feels like a self-report. I think you have to bring a very specific lens to this thing to see something innately wrong and predatory in it. Let's cough up those hard drives. And actually, while we are on the subject of people bringing weird rules to good art, shout out to Capcom for nailing the voice acting too.
I think, by the way, the real reason why, like I said this the other day, I think a lot of these girls like grow up and they get groomed on the internet by adult men, and it fucks up their head, and it like really like that's the reason why they hate men. Is like they were like 14 on Instagram and they had like all these like weird fucking grown ass men DMing them. And so like that shaded the entire view that they look at when there's like a young girl like interacting with an older man, right? I think, or like groomed or something like that, right? Like, and I know it's probably like kind of like a heavy thing to say, but I think that's actually what happened. And like, honestly, like it's not like that, by the way, and honestly, like it's not their fault. Like, I feel bad for them that happened. Like, I think that, like, you know, you have a bad experience with a group of people, with a person from a group of people, like, you know, a demographic, and then you use that to, like, treat everybody in that demographic as bad. Like, yeah, you're being a piece of shit by doing that. But at the same time, you have to understand what, like, you know, where something comes from. Where are the parents? And that's another problem. And so that there's their fault. They're too stupid to reflect and fix on it. I'm just explaining why I think it happened. I'm not excusing it. I'm just explaining it.
I really have been enjoying Diana and Hugh's performances, and I was very surprised to learn that Diana is voiced by a grown black woman. She sounds great, honestly, and her voice is a totally natural fit for the character. Okay. Because that's just what voice acting is supposed to be. I mean,
Kratos is another great example. Like Christopher Judge is Kratos. Like that's just the way it is.
The person who can do the role the best. You see, Paramount? It's actually not that hard.
Just it.
This industry-wide rule that came about several years ago where a voice actor has to match the exact identity of the character they are playing makes zero sense.
Remember that?
It is voice acting. The entire point of the medium is to play characters that you are not. Whoever is the best voice for the role, that is always who should get it. Back to Capcom, though. We always knew that Requiem was bound to do well, but we just learned that Pragmata sold 1 million copies in 2 days, a brand new experimental IP in the middle of an industry that is actively falling apart. No battle pass or live service plan, no roadmap for monetizing the first 24 months. Just here is a well-crafted single-player experience. We hope you like it. And they are being greatly rewarded for it. But it's not like it's just Capcom. There has been a ton of great games lately. Crimson Desert, Wind Rose, Slay the Spire 2, Mugenics, Mouse PI for Hire,
I played every single one of those. Shit.
It is not a coincidence that every one of those games is either coming from Eastern devs or indie devs, the people actually making what they want to make, treating their fans like people that they want to support and impress, not a problem that they have to manage. And of course, even with all of this praise for them, it's not like Capcom is perfect, okay? They have their own modern audience moments, their own marketing-driven design choices that don't make sense.
I think it's definitely weird to have somebody that was in porn be in a game like event that the main character is like a little girl. Like I think that's just gonna rub a lot of people the wrong way. Like I don't think it's like a big fucking deal, but like you shouldn't be surprised if people are uncomfortable with that. Like, you really shouldn't. Like, I mean, people are going to be uncomfortable with that and find it weird.
Own stuff that you can nitpick, but they are putting in the work. They are actually trying to make games that are fun, well-crafted, and worth your time and money. And when you do that, when you actually show up for your fan base with quality, people are willing to overlook a lot. Because at the end of the day, it is really not that complicated. Make something good for the audience that wants it, and trust that that's enough. If you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for being here. I don't know, guys, are you feeling the vibe shift too? It is only April, and we have already gotten so many great games this year. Kind of feels like there's something in the air. For now, though, I am going to go finish up Pragmata before jumping back to Crimson Desert and continue to pretend my screen time limits are actually working. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.
I think that was a good video. Honestly, like, I'm glad to see people I'm glad to see a game like Pragmata succeed too, especially after the seemingly completely unnecessary and weird connection that people are trying to draw with it. I was very happy to see it. It's a good video. I want to link you guys the video. It's a background NPC video. You guys know I've watched a lot of hers before already. So yeah, no, I definitely think so. It's an awesome video. Yeah, it's a new IP and everything. Like, I'm very happy to see that. And it's great. Hysterical Twitter moment. Yeah, I mean, like, Twitter, people on Twitter, as I said, I just think that a lot of those people have like a mental illness. Like, there's something wrong with their brain. They're like fucked up in the head in one way or another. And that's the reason why they're like that. Like, they're not like that, you know, any other reason. But there's something wrong with them. There's something wrong, something straight up wrong with them. And like, we got to listen to them. And the problem too is that you put a situation out there and it's like, okay, well, you know, like, if you think about everything in this lens, like, maybe you should ask yourself, why is that, right? What is Twitter's the asylum? It is. It's definitely the asylum. Pragmata proves that people on Twitter have absolutely zero power, especially if you just ignore them. Well, they did the same thing about Black Myth Wukong and Crimson Desert. Like, every fat, mentally ill retard on Twitter doesn't even fucking matter. Like, nobody cares about them. Nobody likes them. That's why they're on the internet in the first place. And so what you do and how you handle that is you just fucking ignore them. You just fucking ignore them and it's gone. They don't matter. So that's what I think. And, you know, like, you saw that happen with that Anno fucking 1348 game, is you had everybody wish list this performatively to say that they cared about video games, and then none of them fucking played it. Because those people, and this is also another reality, is that a lot of these weirdos, like, they like bot, and they bot their posts to where, like, it has a bunch of extra likes and shit. So you have these people, like, that are thinking that, like, this is the majority opinion. No, it's not. This person just paid to have it get boosted. Like, what do you mean? So it's totally AstroTurf. The amount of people that are actually like that and think like that, it's like nobody, man. They don't consume. They just like the idea of something existing. Exactly. And like, whereas actual people that play games care about that a lot.